So starting where we left off, we see that a much older version of Josh sees Ryu outside, well, in the back alleys of his family's restaurant, really hungry, and he decides to help him out. And we can just see the pathetic state of Ryu, as someone who could have had a promising career as a boxer now, and somehow ends up in America, homeless, and has nothing going for him. So Josh decides to help him out. He decides to take him to his restaurant and feed him because he's obviously hungry and he needs help. And he tries offering him a job, but Ryu refuses because he just doesn't do that kind of thing. But then we see Ryu take a quick glance over to the shelf, seeing that Josh has been boxing in the past, and we see that he just gets him thinking. Then out of nowhere, he challenges him to a fight, but Josh refuses to do it. Then Ryu provokes him into fighting with him, causing him to go in the back alley, and this is where things get really interesting. So before the fight starts, Josh asks Ryu why is he not raising his guard, and he just says, "I don't need to do that sorts of things." Then as the fight's proceeding, we can see Ryu dodging punches, but not as well as he used to. Like, something's wrong. Like, he's not as good as he used to be. And we see him trying to do what he used to do, which is these weird, which is extravagant movements that really not anyone can do. But he's somehow struggling to do that. But in the end, he gets beat by Josh, which kind of shows how sad this is. Because as a young kid, Ryu was able to dodge punches effortlessly from an expert boxer in the beginning of a series to now not being able to fight someone who hasn't boxed in a couple of years. Granted, Josh was the junior youth. He was a youth world championships, but still he wouldn't be able to dodge it even as in a full-grown adult. So as Josh continues the dodges, Ryu punches, and Ryu does the same. Ryu tries to do the same thing he's done in the past, but he seems he can't from an injury he sustained during his time running away from the gangsters after he got out of jail. And because of that, Josh was able to get him straight in the face and knock him straight down. And while he's on the ground, Josh says to him, "You asked me how good I will be on a world level. Even back in my youth, when I was much stronger than I am now, the world was full of guys my age more powerful than me. Based on your accent, you're Korean. You were from Korea, right?" Then it goes into a flashback where he's talking to Coach K about why he can't take him. And he's saying, "I found two kids in Korea who are more interesting than you." Then Josh proceeds to say, "There were already two geniuses in your country more powerful than me." And I really like this because Josh does not know that one of the kids Coach K is referring to is Ryu, the person he beat right in front of him. And the reason why he gave the dream of pursuing boxing is because when the the main character that he brought over from Korea, beat him no difficulty effort. It was that easy. I also like the contrast between Josh and Ryu, because Josh is also looking up at the next opponent, trying to surpass their strength to get stronger, while Ryu is always looking down at the talent he already had, not really to try to defeat any opponent he came across. Like how it was reversed, how Josh was looking down on Ryu for just looking down in boxing, while Ryu was just looking up, just seeing how he just lose. How he just lost so easily, like how he became third rate, how he just let his life just slip by. And as he's just on the ground, we can just see him tear up like a baby, as he did before when he fought against you in the earlier chapter. Then a coach we saw really early on in the chapter before offers him a chance. "Hey, if you really want it, when boxing gets stronger, come here." And he says that even after Ryu agrees to say "fuck off." And now about the chapter in whole, I really love the chapter and everything the chapter shows and how it represents. My only problem is with the character of Ryu, because he still hasn't seemed to learn from his mistakes or pass defeat. Even the character Shia Lee, which was the character that Jay was boxing for the Korean championships, learned from his defeat from Ryu that he fought in the past and learned that for his advantage. But Ryu here is just not doing anything of that, and just continues being strong-headed and just not taking lessons from his past defeats. And I'm just wondering, how long does this continue before he actually learns? Well, it seems like he's going to learn very soon by the fact that Jean Pierre Manuel's coach has some interest in training him. Well, until I decide to review the next chapter or whatever chapter interests me, it's been Soul, and until next time, guys.